Hi, just realized that I didn't manage to update last night about my day and my thoughts and whatnot. But yeah, so yesterday it felt decent, I guess. I had a lot of talks with my colleagues and people that I was for some of us, there were those that I wasn't gonna, in a sense, see again on a regular basis. My closer colleagues, I would say. I could consider them friends. So we had a good talk yesterday, and this one guy, his name is Salihin, and he's also been through the same sort of shit that I have and everyone else has. But the thing is, he's a drafter, so in his line, he's the only one capable of doing what that scope, I would say. So for a guy that I haven't really met as much or spoken to as much, it was actually a joy to be able to listen to what he had to say. And I learned a bit more about him, about how he had to turn down his opportunity in Maldives because he was newly married, and his wife didn't like the life there. And it's kind of scary a little bit when you think about it, that if an opportunity presents itself, and like the thing about opportunity is it's really a once in a lifetime. How often do you ever get to find a spot in Maldives and they pay you well with food, accommodation, everything else covered? You're essentially getting that expat life. And the way he spoke about it was like he had an inch of regret in his voice. But I just comforted him by saying, but yeah, I mean, look at the circumstances, you were newly married and whatnot, and it was a big decision to make, and I think it made him feel better. But after that, he spoke to me a lot about career opportunities, and to not be afraid of changing opportunities, you know what I mean? Like he just said that really, just don't be afraid, because you will eventually find a place that you will want to work hard at and work with full spirit at, and that is a place that eventually I will find. Doesn't necessarily mean that I will find it like right now or in next year. I mean, he said something about himself that comforted me, was that he literally just said that he was jumping jobs like quite a few times, honestly, like a few years here, a few years there, and then until he found this one company. But he was retrenched because the company was going bankrupt, and it's not really their fault. But anyway, yeah, so it just gave me some comfort in being a little bit more fearless in life, and being a bit more, I would say, outright more honest about how you feel about a job. And he comforted me, especially that he said that just because this is your first opportunity doesn't mean that you have to stay with it your whole year or whole 2 years or whatnot. It's more of like he just said, if you feel the company is right for you, just go, because that's what the probation period is for. And it just affirmed a lot of things that other people have said, because it's coming from a sort of like an outside source, a neutral source that isn't biased in any way. It's just his opinion. And after I knew about him, and it started to make sense and resonated with me, and to be a bit more fearless in when looking for jobs, and standing up for yourself when you're being treated a certain way, and making decisions on whether or not you should stay at a workplace. And that doesn't mean that at the slightest hint of discomfort or the slightest hint of difficulty that I should leave. It was more of, if you've been there and you think that the work is unreasonable and you're not the only one who is going through this, then it sort of justifies your emotions and what you're feeling. But also, on the other hand, yeah, Darren and Fairoz have said some things that I do need to work on, and it is something that comes with experience. But it's essentially that, yeah, you have to be able to compartmentalize at times and be able to set aside work and your personal life, because Darren just said something that really made a lot of sense, and that was the fact that, you know, just because you're suffering, that doesn't mean that you should let all your other colleagues suffer. And that kind of struck a nerve with me, and I just took it yeah. But at the same time, it does make sense, you know. It's just not, he's not saying that out of spite or anything, because he has been in this situation as me. And yes, he does say that, yeah, but the difference is I did have a few years of work experience under my belt, so I did know how to deal with it. As to compared to me now, just graduated, and you know, I'm still learning the ropes of a lot of things about the work life, about the workforce, and it's a lot there's a lot of room for me to grow, and that excites me at the same time, but it's scary too, you know, because like Reina has said before, and it stuck with me, is we never know what the future will hold. And I know there's a cliche saying, but hearing it from someone you loved and you've lost just hits different, you know. And yeah, so about my emotions last night was still a bit more of a roller coaster. I've been reading this book. It's a gentle guided journal on how to heal your heart, and it had some difficult exercises in it. Like they just told me to write about write whatever comes to mind about what's hurting about you, and I wrote a lot. It's like a small book, but I wrote like 2 pages worth, and it was like a lot of I miss. And I guess that's what's hurting with me right now, is just that I miss you a lot. And I'm still coming to gripes with it. I'm still understanding, trying to get my full understanding on how I can of myself in that sense. And I find myself apologizing to myself at times. Like when I was on the walk to the car, I just said like, oh, I'm sorry heart for not listening to you when you were crying out. And heart referring to my own heart, because there were times where I have felt a whole rush of emotion, and prior to meeting Nachum, I was unable to decipher what they meant and how to deal with them, and I would just shut off. You know, like that talk I had with my mom. Yeah, she noticed that was the pattern in me, and so it just goes to show that these issues stemmed from when I was a child, and I never really knew how to do it. And I can't blame my parents for it, because you know, every parent thinks that, oh, this is just teenage angst and whatnot. But I guess now it's up to me to decide and to change what is it that I don't like about myself, and learn to love the things that I feel like need to be loved, and what would help me be a better person in that sense, the best version of myself. And so talking about being the best versions of yourself, I have registered for a free consultation with this gym slash trainer sort of thing, and I want to see how it works out later. I'm gonna be late. It's at like, it's supposed to be at 2 p.m, but it's 1:30 now, and I've just left the office, and I'm in a sense I'm a bit fucked. So I just told him, hey, can we push it to what's this called? I'll push it a little bit later. Oh yeah, so just to confirm, this video is a bit part of yesterday and today. The diary. So yeah, I am trying to take steps towards it, and I did speak briefly with my cousin over text about trainers and all, because I know that he's looking for a trainer, and he has a friend who is a trainer, and so I just wanted to ask him, just ask him to get him to check in with his friend and ask him like, hey, which gym is better. I was initially looking at either Fitness First or Anytime Fitness. Anytime Fitness because it's near my place, and Fitness First because, yeah, I mean, they're the next great affordable one. And Fitness First seems to be a bit more specific in their trainers, and it's quite interesting because they have like junior trainers and like senior trainers and master trainers. And that, you know, that sort of thing open up a whole world of possibilities. Like, what's the difference between this and that? But it's probably just years of experience, and what works for them and what worked for their clients. And because I kind of want to get in shape by the end of the year, you know, I don't want to take too long, I don't want to dwell on it. So even if I find my next employment, I'll be probably committing my evenings to working on myself, and it will be a lot of after work kind of things. And one interesting thing about this gym that I'm going to later, it's called Extreme Fitness. It is relatively nearby because I can just ride there on my bike, and it is 24 hours. That's the interesting thing. I don't think the consultations are 24 hours, but I think maybe for their clients, they might be able to do up until maybe like 8 p.m. or something. So it'll probably end by 10, you know, that kind of thing. And I just want to see how their system and structure is set up, and what are their tools that they're going to use, and their techniques, and all these sort of things just interest me. Will help me to make this decision, and it's not too expensive. For 3 months it's 1,900, so it's like about 600 a month. And they do monthly installment plans, and so that's something that's interesting, and something that I feel like, hey, that's not too bad. It's a bit affordable. Anytime Fitness for I think not the highest level trainer, but the second highest level is 1.2k, and a normal one is 1k. So, and that's per month. So I'm thinking you can visit the gym anytime you want, and I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands, and so I will be able to do that. I might take a bit more than 1 month to find a job. Hopefully not, but I'm hoping that I just am able to see some improvement on myself, and some form of growth in me, so that I can validate myself, and I can trust myself again, and I can tell myself that yeah, I'm on progress, and I do have you know, in a sense, a lot of things to look out for, and to look forward to. So yeah, and I did make a playlist, and I will link it in the video description below. And whoever is watching, whoever happens to come across this video, if you want to watch, you want to listen to the playlist, and sure, I'll just link it up for every subsequent video, and maybe I'll just add them in all the previous ones too. It's a it's a playlist that I call All About the Field Strain, and in the description you'll find that I said you can use this playlist for healing and positive reasons, and it's best if you listen without shuffle, because I have put quite a fair bit of thought in there for it to be able to resonate the most. And at the end I put my personal comfort song that, yeah, some people do find that song sad and whatnot, but it's a happy song to me, and it does hold a lot of good weight, good value in it, you know, like it does bring me up, just brighten my mood, and it is a song that I feel, you know, to always put me in that mood, you know, like, you know how you get that feeling where you're like in another world, you're in the happiest version of yourself, you are living your best life. Yeah, that's what that song means to me. And it'll be in the description, like I said, in this video and the previous videos. And yeah, so I'll update you in a bit. I have an appointment with Nachum today at 5. Hopefully everything goes well. And before that I have a consultation at 2, but I'm not too sure I can make it on time, judging on this traffic going home. And yeah, so that's about it for today. Oh yeah, today was my last day, and I can still see Fyros holding on to that bit of anger, and I'm just gonna let him sit in that. And then if tomorrow goes well, me and Darren are gonna look at his house and do some measurements for our business. And yeah, so hoping that he doesn't dwell on it too long, because yeah, I do feel like I have left him a fair bit of work for him to catch up on, and it was really, in a sense, bad timing for me to leave, but I had to do it for the sake of my mental and emotional well-being. Bunch of the I think almost everyone at work understood what that meant, and yeah, so they comforted me. Kelly gave me a hug, Kat gave me some good words for me to think about, and she just taught me that it's not wrong to believe in fate or in hope, because, you know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Maybe we might come back, maybe we might not, and I'm still hoping somewhere deep inside me, I know that this seed has been planted, that I hope we do come back. And even if we don't, I want to be in a state where I can be happy looking at you, being happy with the person that makes you the happiest, you know. I can be okay, I can be happy for you. And I'll always love you, but just from afar. And I'll always love you, but that doesn't mean that I have to be directly involved with you, you know. Who knows? Time will tell. Time will heal. And yeah, take care. Stay safe. Love you.